Well, good morning. It's the 22nd of June, 2025, and it's a Sunday morning at about 11:15. And we got whitecaps out there on the lake. Check it out. It's windy, my friends. And I had this idea that I was going to leave Dottie behind. Sorry, did you hear me say that, Dottie? Can you see her? Dottie, let me see your face. It's so, the screen is so small it's hard to tell whether you can see. You know what? It's this thing that's in the way. Now can you see Dottie? I still can't tell. What? This is Dottie right here. And I'm trying to, I think this thing's in the way. So Dottie, is there any chance you could move over? Come here. There's Dottie. Now I know you can see her. So I was going to leave her because she was like snoozing in her little bed, and it's Sunday morning and she won't want to go for a ride in the car. And I'm not going to mention the word car. I'm just going to quietly slip out and go run my little errand. And she knew. As soon as I got out of the chair, she was up like a rocket, staring at me, wagging her tail. I'm like, you know, don't you? And she's like, yeah, I know. I'm going. So here she is. So today, I'm out of eggs. So I'm going to go back to the farmer's market that I was at last Sunday, and I saw they had local farmed eggs here from Eagle Nest, and I'm going to get that. And they had beef too, so I might get some. It's local beef, so I might get that as well. Actually, if you can bear with me for a second, I have a box here I need to put in the trash. I'll be right back. Well, I can keep talking because I have the microphone clipped on my suspenders here. The only problem may be there's a guy walking up dumping his garbage too. He may think I'm a little nuts talking to myself. Thank you.
You bet.
Good timing.
Yes, sir.
So I got to talk, and he didn't think I was nuts because I was talking to him. What I was thanking him for is that this is bear country, so the dumpsters have protections on them. So a bear can't open them even if they knock over the dumpster. And so he was delaying reattaching everything when he saw me walk up with the box. So that was nice. People are so kind here, not just in the RV park, but all throughout this area. So we're gonna head to Angel Fire, Dottie and I both. Let's see. I hope Dottie's in I'm a little bit in the frame. Dottie's in the frame. I know you if you're not seeing me, you definitely would want to see Dottie. I know that. So in a few minutes, I'll turn it around so you see the road, because I know that is the vast majority of people. That's the best part for them on these road trips is seeing the road, not me or Dottie. But it's travels with Dottie, and sometimes I go for a few videos and go, other than the thumbnail, there's no Dottie here. I love Dottie with all my heart, but she doesn't really do things that are particularly entertaining on camera. Do you, Dottie? Other than looking cute, right, Dottie? She doesn't like run around and do interesting things. This is a little tiny town, and I keep noticing brand new things. There's a house for sale that looks brand new, built right on the corner there. Look gorgeous. I'll have to take a closer look at it. We're going by the museum, and well, let's turn it around because we're in Eagle Nest now. There we go. The museum's open. So I had a very interesting question in the comments. And it was a simple question. It said, of the 3 places that you spend time, which is the Artesia area in southern New Mexico, up here, Eagle Nest in northern New Mexico, and Quartzsite in the winter, Quartzsite, Arizona, which is your favorite and why? And I was stunned by the question, and the reason I was stunned because it's like I don't have an answer. I don't have a favorite. I can't pick. It's almost like it's the analogy is, which one of your 3 children do you like best? It's like I don't have an answer to that. And I don't have an answer to that. I love all 3 of these places for different reasons. And I think she said as part of it, I know weather's a factor. Of course weather's a factor. I don't want to be in Quartzsite now. It's probably 115 degrees. It's brutal. So at Eagle Nest, it's 70 degrees. We're passing Golden Eagle RV Park, and right there where that white truck is, that parking lot there is full, is going to be a real big, well, not real big, but a good size farmer's market starting this Friday. Will be the first one, and it'll go on every Friday. So that is the answer to your question, whoever asked that question. You know, on the comments, the really horrible comments are picked up and flagged and displayed to me by YouTube, and I have not had one of those in probably 2 months, which is really good. And you know, 99% of my comments are an absolute delight to read. 1%, however, are not fun or positive experiences for me, and mostly they involved unasked for advice. So know that if you're going to give me advice that I'm not asking for, it's probably not going to be a fun experience for me. Have I ever given unsolicited advice before? Of course I have. Have I regretted it often? Yes, I have. I'm trying to learn from my own mistakes. And the master at holding his tongue and resisting giving advice, no matter how dire it seemed to be needed, was my dad, Frank Wakely. He was very clear to me and my brothers and sisters. Whatever wisdom he might possess is always there for the asking. And he meant every word of that. You needed to ask him. And they will all tell you, and they're all older than me by at least 10 years, so they grew up in the 1960s and early 70s. And you can guess all the things that they did and life choices that they made that made my father worry about the outcome or the consequences of the decisions he was witnessing. But they will all tell you the same thing. If they didn't ask, my dad kept kept it to himself. And I can recall, did he make exceptions? Of course he did. He wouldn't let you walk in front of moving traffic. But that's not the exception that I'm thinking of. The exception that I'm thinking of was when I was a teenager and I was having a real hard emotional time, and I was working a summer job, and I was so distraught and depressed, I didn't want to go to work. I wasn't going to go to work. And my dad sat down with me. I was still in bed, and he sat down. There was like twin beds, and he sat across the one across from me, and he said, "Sonny, I can't think of any time I've ever really forced you to do anything that you didn't want to do. But I'm going to ask you today to trust your father and do what I'm telling you you need to do. You need to get up, you need to get dressed, and you need to go to that job." And because I heard the truth of that from him, and no part of me wanted to get up, get dressed, and go to work. I got up, I got dressed, and I went to work. And I worked in a grocery store, and I hardly did anything all day. They should have fired me for it, but they didn't. They knew that something was wrong, and they supported me, but I showed up, and I stayed the whole time. And after it was over, I was so glad that I did. I don't know how did I get on this? I don't know what made me think of that, but that was my dad. For those of you that don't know, my father was a member of the greatest generation. He was a World War II decorated veteran who never talked about any serious experience that he had during World War II. I found out about the serious experiences from others, from like my grandmother and my brothers and sisters, but he would never talk about it. Just such a fine, high moral character, ethical, compassionate man. I'd like to think if I had, before I was born, the world to choose from, I'd have chosen him to be my dad. And as I'm saying that, you're probably going, well, you don't have anything to say about your mother? What's wrong with you? Well, I never had the privilege of knowing my mother. She died in childbirth, and that's 65 years later. That's still a tough thing for me. So I am certain I would be lauding the character of my mother as strongly as I am my father. And my older brothers and sisters only have loving, positive, enthusiastic things to say about her. But you know what that brings to? This is really funny. I had done a short of a prairie dog outside my trailer, and I said, "This is my new neighbor," and I named him Oscar. And I remember thinking, what am I going to name? I'm going to name him something cute. So I called him Oscar. And my sister sent me a text, and she said, your little video was adorable. Did we ever tell you before you were born, Mom referred to you as Oscar? And everyone thought it was funny, were delighted about it, and everyone knew that was not going to be my name. And I was going to be named after a very close friend of my father's, Robert. And forgive me, Dad and Annie, I think it was a Robert Allen, something close to that. But the point is, it was going to be Robert Allen Wakely. And I think I got the Allen wrong, but it's something close to that. And of course my mother passed, and my sister believes it was my father's decision to change the middle name to my mother's maiden name, Gebhard. And you will notice on my, if you follow me on Facebook as well, my name on Facebook is Robert Gebhard Wakely, all spelled out. And I just changed that a couple years ago because we had somewhat of a family reunion several years ago when one of my aunts died, and it was a lot of Gebhards were there, and I love my cousins and aunts and uncles and grandparents, and I was so proud of being a Gebhard that I wanted to put that on Facebook. Family's important, isn't it? It gets, in a lot of ways, it becomes deeper and more important as you age. There's, for me, appreciation for family has only grown over my lifetime. Especially those things that we all, when we're children, we take for granted about our families and family get-togethers and things. I remember, if you remember the Wonder Years, that show about a kid that grew up in the 1960s, and that kid in that series was only maybe 1 or 2 years older than I was. So obviously I related to that series. And there was one episode where Kevin, who was the kid, and his brother Wayne, older brother Wayne, they went with their grandfather and their parents to a funeral, a family funeral. And boy, they did not want to go. It's like the last place that they wanted to be. It was like summer. They would rather be out having fun somewhere. And they did not want to go to this family funeral. This woman they vaguely knew from annual picnic get-togethers, and they were obnoxious, and they angered their grandfather on the way there. I think they ended up he kicked him out of the car and made him walk the last mile to the funeral. But at the funeral, his grandfather spoke so simply and eloquently about their family and what it meant to the woman that had died, what it meant to her, these annual family reunions and get-togethers. And it just changed their perspective in that moment. And it was something pretty special. It was, so if you can find that episode, I can't remember the name of the episode or what season it was in, but I'm sure Google will do these days. You can ask it at just about anything, and it'll tell you. You just ask Google or Chat GTP. What was that Wonder Years episode where the kids had to walk to the funeral? Boom, it'll answer you immediately. But it was that I understand even more now how deeply the grandfather felt, because in the episode, the grandfather was probably my age, 65 or so, and how the deep meaning of family was so central to who he was and so important to him. I understood and bought it when I watched that episode. It probably in my 20s or 30s. I forget whether it was the 80s or 90s. But not only buy it now, but I thoroughly understand now at my age where he was coming from. And I can almost guarantee whoever wrote that was not young. But I could be wrong. Somebody could come back and say, well, I found out who the writer was and I researched him and he was 28 when he wrote that. Well, there are brilliant writers out there, so I could be wrong. So I've babbled all the way into Angel Fire here. And I've got the portable, the around my neck camera that I'm going to be using when we park. We'll park at the grocery store. We'll go in, do a little grocery shopping. I got the cooler out here that I bought at Walmart, and we'll put the refrigerated and frozen things in the cooler. And then we'll go and buy the eggs and peruse through the farmer's market and go back home. Heck, we haven't even gotten there yet. The video's already over 20 minutes long because I didn't expect to talk this long. But it's stuff that really means something to me and is interesting to me. And here we have the grocery store. I toyed around with the idea of, why don't I just go and buy an Angel Fired pizza, which is right next door here, order a pizza, bring it home and use that for a couple meals. But I'll do that another time. For some reason, I'm not feeling that today. So we're gonna sneak into this little parking spot here. You know what? No, we're not. If I pull in there, those people are gonna have a hard time getting in and out of their car with my big truck in there. So we'll find something a little friendlier, a little more friendly, a little big wider spot. And here's one right on the end that I can do. Here we go, right here. And I can be a little bit more considerate. There, that's just perfect. And Dottie, I'm going to turn up the AC a little bit. You're going to be nice and cool. And folks, I'm going to turn this off and switch to the other camera. And there it goes. Got a straight ahead view. And yes, we leave the car running with Dottie in it, and I'm able to lock it using the remote. And Dottie stays nice and cool. I think I'm going to try to angle this down a little bit, because the thing that happens in the grocery store is that I pick up things and I tend to hold them too low, and they don't show on camera, so I'm going to tilt it down just a little bit. Now, I had in mind what I needed to buy in here, and I've completely forgotten. I really, honestly, have forgotten. Oh, I could use some English muffins. There's some whole wheat. There's not always huge selection. And I could use some cream cheese. you know what? For $2 less, I can get more on Food Club. What have we here? Oh, I wanted breakfast sandwich stuff. No, we probably can't get the sandwiches completely made out of egg here. That would have to be, a trip to Walmart far, far away. Let me see about prices here. Nothing on sale. And the brand names are it's identical price to the Jimmy Dean. And they all look like 4-count. Let's do the English muffin. It's $10, but that's $2.50 a piece. That's not too bad. And how about ice cream? And let's see. This is gelato, Madagascar, vanilla. I know that's pricey, isn't it? But in half and half, and I actually know where it is. I remember from last time. And the Food Club half and half is on sale. And I think, and I wanted to get some cereal. Honey bunches of oats. And I could use some jelly. Anything on sale jelly-wise? It doesn't look like it. But here we go. Strawberry preserves for $4.59. Look at this. For 20 cents more for the Blackburns. I think that's a much better deal, don't you think? And I think that's everything on my list. But we will take a peruse through the produce section. Nothing's jumping out at me. You know, this is chicken pad thai take home, but you know what? the Thai place is open over here. Maybe I'll buy it. That's what I'll do. I'll buy it there and take it home. Nice. I think it'll probably be about the same price. So we will do some self-service here. All right. You can see the prices of everything as we go through. The giant thing of jelly, jam, more properly. You're gonna need 2 bags. And the Jimmy Dean. Pay.
Insert cash or select payment. Use PIN pad to complete transaction.
And I'm pretty sure you can approved.
Use PIN pad to complete transaction. Please stand. Thank you.
All right. Do you remember me fumbling last week, and this week I made it straight through without any problems?
I knew you could.
It's your leadership.
Oh, well, thank you. You have a good day here.
She was a very nice lady. I didn't ask her if I could film her, so what I'm likely going to do here is I'll include it, but I'll kind of crop out her face. Hello, Dottie. Still nice and cool in here. I see. We got our... So, we definitely have Jimmy Dean's. The jam can stay out. We have ice cream, definitely. And half and half. And guess what? Everything else, except for that, we'll get the eggs. We'll put the eggs in there. And I'm gonna just turn up the AC a little bit just to make sure she's nice and cool. I think I showed you my code, didn't I? I might have to blur that out too. This is Frontier Park in Angel Fire here, right next door to the grocery store. And this is the every Sunday, I think it starts at 10 or 11. They have a farmer's market. There's music, you can already hear it, and all kinds of neat things. But today our mission is, and I may have to do a voiceover if that picks that up as copyright.
The guy down there, they had draws from on, so it would have stayed on his face.
You know what? I don't see the farm place. They're not set up this week. I think they were here.
We'll be back. Like I said, we'll be back.
Is this them here?
I don't know. They expect back up to July, but we're about to
Oh, they have eggs. They have eggs here.
All right. See this thing, sir?
Thank you.
Scones?
Yeah,
I sure don't.
Hey, Bo, you saying hi, Bo?
Hello.
He says hello, Bo.
Is it a Springer?
It is a Brittany.
Brittany. Hi.
He says,
How are
I
you?
don't know. This guy looks like he might have snacks. He loves company.
I bet.
Especially the kids, man. They
Yeah.
love him too, you know. Have a good day.
You too. I'd like a dozen eggs.
Okay.
How much?
Okay.
Yeah.
7.
7? Oh, very nice. Do you mind being on YouTube? It'll promote your business.
No, not at all.
You got eggs, brownies, looks like fresh bread, these amazing looking scones, pickled eggs, hamburger buns, all kinds of things.
Yep.
Thank you.
I make it all.
And you make it all. Oh, and also, what do we have here? We have banana bread and
Bread
Bread
pudding.
pudding.
That I make with the bread that I make.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lady on that old Navajo road. Aye, aye, aye. Lady, shade red too. Aye, aye, aye. Lady, never became Mother Navajo road.
Now there is a function in the editing that could potentially take the music out separately, but it doesn't always work. But we'll give it a try. And if you're hearing this, and it doesn't look like the Thai place is open yet. Oh no, it is open. And we will order some pad Thai. Hi, pad Thai?
Yes.
Order pad Thai.
What kind of meat? Chicken, or beef?
Beef.
Beef. Thai beef. Please.
I'll get it, don't worry.
It's okay.
I'll get it.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think it still works, but I cracked the top of it. It'll still work. I put an extra few dollars in.
Thank you.
Oh, what did I just do? How much did I put in about $30, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Just a couple singles, okay. There. I'm dropping money everywhere. Okay. So you know what I'm talking about. You can see this is a little cracked here where I dropped it, but it fits on and it's working. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh well. Things happen, right? So with a little bit of, there's more than one place to get eggs here.
I haven't seen one yet.
So I still have some hope looking for the woman and her father and her son that had a place here last year, and also Eagle Nest. She did baked goods and her father did crafts, but it does not look like they're here this year, sadly. And this is the place I was thinking of. They were on the other side this year. No, they're not here this year, sadly. So the pad thai here was cost me $20. It would have cost me $10 in the grocery store. But two things: it's going to be taste much better, freshly made by someone that's pretty obviously from Thailand, and I think it's going to be more food. I think it'll be several meals for me. So I'm going to shut the camera off and I'll turn it back on when I get served the food, and I'll show it to you. Then we'll go back to the car. I'll get on the other camera and say, close the video. I say it was about 10 minutes.
Hello. What did you order?
Pad Thai.
Oh, no.
That's not it?
Yeah, sorry. My head. I'm sorry.
I was thinking that was awful fast.
Sorry. Oh, sorry about it.
So that was funny. It's a mishap after mishap here at Thai Angel. Well, I can tell you right now, this is much heavier than what I picked up in the grocery store. And there we are. Doesn't it look, it looks, I wish you could smell. It smells and looks delicious. So we'll get her home and definitely give it a taste test. That's a minimum of 2 meals and maybe 3. So we will head back to the parking lot in the car and Dottie.
That's what this is all about. Because in our life.
There's a doggy bag spot, 3 bags. It's a very dog friendly park for sure. And we can see the car off in the distance there. So you're gonna so many people or YouTubers are like, they'll go in there and blur out their license plate like the license plate is some key to your identity. And unless someone has a legal access to a government database, there is no, you can't even pay online to translate a license plate into a registration. So we will Drop the eggs in here. It's probably the first time these eggs have ever seen a refrigerator, of course. And then put the pad thai here. And we'll turn on the microphone for the other one. And let's turn down that AC a little. It's a little cool in here. So, let's turn down that AC a little. It's a little cool in here. So, turn off this one. Turn off the recording anyway. And that is going to be my video for the day. Quite a few mishaps, potential mishaps, and fumbling around that Thai place. That was pretty humorous, and I'll have to be careful on my editing there. I don't know if it was really clear exactly what happened, but essentially, the first mishap was after I ordered the Thai food. I went to put a tip in the tip jar, and next to the tip jar was a big old thing of hand cleaner, and I knocked it over. And I said, I'll get it, and I dropped a bunch of change, and I went and I picked up the bottle and realized the thing that screws on the top, I'd cracked it, but I was still able to put it on, and it's still functional. But I decided I need to pay for it. So I went to put like $3 or $4 more in, and as I put it in, I looked down, I had no money left. I'm like, wait, I had 10s and 20s. And I said to her, I'm sorry, I think I put like $30 in there by accident. And I reached in, and there were $2 bills and a 10. I had thrown the 10 in there, so I retrieved the 10, put in another $1. So I ended up putting in at least $5 in. That'll more than pay for the hand cleaner. But then I looked on the ground, and the other 10s and 20s were on the ground. So I picked that up. Again, I made sure she understood what happened, that I broke the thing, and then I put in money to pay for it. Then I went and sat down. Oh no, I walked around a little bit, and then I came and sat down, and they said, your order's ready. And I'm like, that's awful fast, because I don't think they make these things ahead of time. And I went up and I got it, and there was a guy sitting before I got there. When I got there, he was sitting, waiting patiently, and I hadn't really thought about that. And I started the camera, and I was about to open it up to show it, and she said, what did you order? She yells over, what did you order? I said, pad thai. And she goes, oh, no. And I said, you mean this is wrong? She goes, yeah. And I go, okay. And I pick it up, and I saw him walking towards me. And it's like, it was his order. And I don't know what it was, but it wasn't pad thai. So it was a comedy of errors there that you may not have been able to completely figure out what was going on. But even when these mishaps happen, I have fun. So thanks for traveling with me today and with my adventures and misadventures. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.